Hey love bugs, I'm Love from a Leo. Welcome back, or hello if you're new. Today I got the idea to go ahead and make a video just kind of expounding on how I feel about today. Every day I write in my journal, I pull two cards for myself, and and if something happens that day, then I write about it in alliance with the cards and see like how it matched up. And this is initially how I taught myself how to read cards. But I've always kept this going because I've always been a writer and I love to write. And I also I love quotes, and so I feel like a lot of times there's lots of quotes that go very well with tarot, and just obviously quotes go with a lot of things, but certain times there are quotes that just fit with the day. And so I thought, hey, why not come on, talk about the quote, pull some cards for you guys, and kind of make like a message to everyone. I just felt the need to do that today. This is what I wrote for today. And the quote says, hidden alliances work to move you into your authentic vocation as soon as you begin to commit to it. Hidden alliances work to move you into your authentic vocation as soon as you begin to commit to it. I knew it was powerful, but I didn't have like a full understanding, I guess. Like I wrote it down, but I still needed to comprehend it. When I went back to it, and as I just read it for you guys just now, it makes a lot of sense. I've been going through some things where it's not always easy for anyone, but sometimes your biggest enemy can be yourself. Sometimes the biggest thing that you can do that can be detrimental is question yourself and just not move, you know what I'm saying, in a way that is authentic to you. Sometimes you try to bring in all these other forces and it causes you to make these decisions and choices that could have went a certain way, but at the same time it's like being here in this dimension is just about just doing. Like you shouldn't have to think all the time. And me being a Virgo moon, that happens a lot. I do think a lot. I do have these moments where I shut down. I have these moments where sometimes I just need to allow things to happen. And I'm speaking for myself, but I'm also speaking to you, just kind of trying to relate it to everything that's going on. So, like I said, with the quote, hidden alliances, that could be anything. That could be someone who's been seeing you struggle for a long time. That could be a family member. That could obviously be angels. That could be anything. Universe. Hidden alliances will come to your aid when you make an honest decision on what you want to do. The decision doesn't always have to be the right thing to do. It may not be what everyone tells you or recommends that you do. But if you're honest about what you want to do and you commit to that honesty and at least commit to trying to make things right for you, there is no wrong in that. And so I guess my message for you today is, if there's anything that you've been wanting to do, anything that you feel the need to do, and it's like no matter how much you just say, I'm not going to do it, it's always in the back of your mind. It's always constantly playing out as, should I do it? Should I? Like, it's like it never goes away. It's like this hankering voice in the back of your head. I don't know everyone's story. I don't know what everyone is going through, but I will say if something is there like that and you know for a fact it's something that you feel can help you, or not even help you, but you feel like it's just the path you're supposed to go on. Sometimes your soul knows you better than you know yourself, right? So if you feel like it's an authentic move and you're willing to commit to something, whether it's physically, emotionally, financially, make that step. And know that the hidden alliances, whatever that may be for you, it will be behind you because you're being authentic to yourself. And being authentic to yourself is the greatest gift that we have. That's the one thing that we have that a lot of people have, that power, but they give it away to others, or they give it away to what's right or what society deems as right. But being, you know, these spiritual people, or just being a human, sometimes you have to do what you feel, and sometimes it's not going to make sense to everyone else. Most of the time it won't make sense. Everyone's going to have their opinions, everyone's going to have their own thoughts, and, you know, how you should do things. But at the end of the day, if as long as you're moving in a way that is honest to yourself, what is wrong about that? No matter how it ends up, you know, there's a lesson that will be learned. There's something there's memories that will be made within that. And no matter if you look back 10 years later and you're like, why did I do that? As long as it was an authentic move on your behalf and you committed to it, you would, like, that's the right step, is what I'm saying. Authenticity is the right step. There is no wrong with authenticity as long as it's coming from yourself. So I'm going to pull some cards. First card that we have is the Princess of Swords. And this is represented by the season of winter. This card is about self-reflection, self-examination. And when you put those things together, as winter is about, you know, kind of secluding yourself, whether it's, you know, figuratively or literally, because, you know, it's cold, you want to be inside. A lot of people take a lot of time away from people just because it's not summertime. It's not the most social of times, you know, not for everyone at least. It's a time of reflection. It's usually a time where lots of people kind of look at or imagine what they want to come in the next, you know, summer or the next spring, or what's to come. All of these possibilities, the time when stuff starts to really, you know, become possible to do. What the card really embodies is knowing that there are possibilities coming your way, knowing that you can create these possibilities. But only you within yourself, when you reflect, can determine what you want. So it ties right back into the authenticity of being true to yourself and moving in a way that's true to you. And I feel like it's a very easy concept to get, but so many people don't do it. There's so many of us who would rather almost just go by the way things are told to be done, because it's easier that way. Structure for a lot of people is what they strive for, because it's a set plan as far as, you know, go to school, graduate, work, get married, have a family. You know what I'm saying? Die. There's so many ways that there's structure in so many parts of just life in general, and it can be really easy to just be like, I'm just gonna do that. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do that. But if you know in your heart of hearts, when you reflect and you truly look at yourself in a mirror, and you have that time to say, hey, maybe that wasn't what I needed to do. Hey, maybe that isn't what I wanted to do. There's so many new doors that show up, and you have the choice to pick whichever one you want. You have the choice to do that, but you can't even see those doors because you have to get past, you know, thinking that there's no such thing, you know, that there's no other way for you to go. There's no other option, because you already made choices. Things can be done, things can be redone, things can be taken apart, put back together. This is your life. And I think it's very crucial for people to remember that. And even me, I have to remind myself that all the time. You make your own decisions. This is your life. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there's different rules and different structures that are in place for a reason. But in terms of you making choices, you have full control over that. So remember that and really take that into consideration. Someone just zoomed past. And just remember that as a person, it's your prerogative. It's what you want to do. Princess of Cups. We have Autumn. So what this card embodies, the birth of new feelings and attachments, they begin with self-love and respect. So again, Being true to yourself starts with being honest with yourself, being loving and respecting of yourself. And only you can determine what that means for you. Simply put, authenticity comes from yourself. It comes from you just being real with yourself, you being honest about what you want, what you expect, what you are willing to endure, what you want. It's all in, it's kind of like you imagine what you want and that becomes your reality. And it's really that true. But for a lot of people that are really distant from the different dimensions or the different realms that we exist in, it can be hard for a lot of people to accept that, or some people just don't want to. They don't want to have that power. That's a lot of power to steer your life the way that you want it to go. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. And lastly, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Action. Whatever these thoughts are that you've been having, whatever course that you've been wanting to take, do it. It's time for you to stop thinking, stop hesitating, just do it. The worst that could happen is it doesn't turn out right, or it doesn't turn out the way you expected it. But whatever does, you know what I mean? What turns out the way you wanted it to, ever. And so if you can think about it that simple and allow your spirit to take on whatever shape, form that it desires, as long as it's authentic to you and you know that it's not like another presence, implying that on you. But allow your spirit to expand and mature and to evolve and to experience. I mean, what's the point of being in this life if you can't experience what you choose to? And I think a lot of us forget that. And there's so many ways to experience things. It doesn't always have to be the traditional way. And I just want you guys to understand that, I just want you guys to get the gist of what I'm saying. Really look within yourself. Be honest. You don't have to tell everyone how you really feel, what you really enjoy, what you want. But if you don't even have that talk with yourself, that you as a person don't even really exist, because you're not making you're just doing monkey work. You're just moving like a machine. You know what I mean? You're not having that depth to yourself, at the very least. And I just think that's a very beautiful thing to waste. And I think it would be a shame. I think it is a shame when people live for the rest of the world. Live for yourself. Whatever that means, however small that is, however huge that is, live for yourself. And I feel like that's something that is so simple, but it doesn't get enough credit. People don't give that try. People don't give that enough energy or effort. And it's probably because it's kind of hard. Sometimes it can be hard, but it won't be hard to be authentic to yourself. It won't, because it's going to be easy. It's what you want to do. It's what your soul wants you to do. So just remember that, you guys. Be authentic to yourself, your true self. And the hidden alliances will always be there to help you move in the direction that you need to, as long as you're being true. I hope that you enjoyed this video. This is something I'm doing different on my channel. I want to start doing a little bit more intuitive things, because I have a lot that goes on in my brain, and sometimes I just don't know if you guys will be receptive to it. But I'm just going to start doing what I feel. And whether that means you guys accept it, whether some of you do, a little of you do, a lot of you do, I just want to put it out into the universe, because whoever is meant to see it will see it. And I truly believe that what I say is what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't just say things and then I really try to work on myself. And sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes me being shut off or cut off from the rest of the world. But that's just how I move sometimes. So I hope that this resonated with some of you or all of you. And yeah, I'll be making more of these. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like a personal reading with me, I'm available. You can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. You can also comment down below how this video made you feel. If you have things that you want to add to what I said, if you want, certain videos and certain topics, you can always leave them down below so that I can see them. And yeah, let's make this a conversation, guys, but also let's make this, you know, a priority to make this like our homework, to be authentic to ourselves, because you owe it to yourself. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.